Now imagine when two celestial bodies obstruct the path of each other, causing hurdles in the radiations of each other, which ultimately impacts the earth. How does it impact our soul? And yes, to answer these questions, I'm here with another video on Solar Eclipse 21st June 2020 occurring tomorrow. So do watch. Here are some interesting facts about the eclipse. In this video, I'll be covering solar eclipse timing, certain basic knowledge about the eclipse, mythological reference, its spiritual impact, its astrological impact on the axis as well as the moon signs, so you can watch according to your area of interest. Let's start. So here you can see the timings of solar eclipse. Basically, we're going to witness a full eclipse from 10:17 a.m. to 2:02 p.m. and there will be a total solar eclipse where moon will be between earth and sun. Now here is a picture showing how eclipse occur. You can see that moon is between earth and sun, and when moon comes in between earth and sun on a total solar eclipse day, only the corona, that is the ring of fire of sun, could be seen, and that gets conjunct with the nodes of north and south nodes of moon and casts its radiation on earth. That I'll tell you in the mythological reference what those north nodes and south nodes mean. It will be a total solar eclipse. You can just see that there will be hurdle in casting its rays on earth, and hence we will witness an eclipse. Now the north node and the south node that I was talking about, they are called Rahu Ketu in mythological references. Here I'm going to talk about that. Mythological reference: north node is known as Rahu, south node is known as Ketu. So in Hindu ancient texts, you could get to read things about Rahu Ketu, where usually it is said that when churning of nectar happened and gods and asurs, they wanted the nectar. So what happened, that asurs and gods, they both were made to sit in different lines so that they could get nectar chance by chance. But what happened, that one of the asur sat in between the line of gods. That asur was known as Swarbhanu, okay? And moon and sun, the devta in ancient Hindu mythology, they came to know about Swarbhanu and they told Lord Vishnu about it. And so angry Lord Vishnu had thrown his Sudarshan and his head was cut off. So what happened, that the head came to be known as Rahu and the rest of the body came to be known as Ketu. And this is why eclipse happened. They say that still Rahu and Ketu, they both don't like, moon and sun, and hence they want to gulp it according to the mythological references. So also Rahu tasted the nectar, however Ketu did not taste the nectar. So what happened, that Rahu had the obsession while Ketu was looked after by a priest. So he wanted to achieve moksha. So these are the aspects, or you can say qualities, of Rahu Ketu, which we can know from the mythological reference. And when they are conjunct with sun or moon, that is when only the north node and the south node rays, the sun's rays passes through them very closely and earth gets impacted by that shadow. That time is known as a time of eclipse. So this is what is happening according to the So the latitude and the longitude are in such a way that there is a geographical position where north node of the moon is conjunct with sun and moon. So that is why it is going to cast a shadow, creating an eclipse. And you could see that if you know how to read the planetary position, you could see that Rahu, sun and moon, all these three could be seen in the same house because of the conjunction causing the eclipse. Okay, it could be in the north node or in the south node when the conjunction occurs, but this time it is occurring with the north node. Let's talk about the spiritual impact, which is the basic and the most important fact I want you all to know. Now, the qualities of planet of moon and sun are such that I told you moon is mother of solar system, whereas sun is father of solar system. Sun represents authority, moon represents the feminine in energy, the emotions. So all these things I have explained in detail in my Universe Speaks Part 2 video about the nature and quality. Link, you can click on the link and have a view on that. So the impact on spirit, that is the soul, will be such that there might be confusion, indecisiveness, and a person might feel indecisive about certain things. A person might feel very confused because emotional imbalances might occur, and also because what happens, this I will explain in a little detail way. When any point of Amavasya comes, we experience usually 12 Amavasya and 12 Purnima throughout the year, and that is called the new moon and the full moon. Okay, so when we experience a new moon, there is a new beginning in our life. A new chapter opens in our life, and when there's full moon, that chapter ends. So what happens that there are new beginnings and new endings indicated in the month. But what happened that we are not aware of what chapter of our life is beginning. So again, this time with new beginning, there is an eclipse. So this new beginning for certain souls, not all, for certain of them who are impacted astrologically, again with reference to Vedic astrology, might get affected. They might feel indecisive, they might feel confused, they might feel lack of authority, or they might feel obsession for authority. Basically, they might feel obsession for authority. Suddenly, they might get obsessed with feminine energies like mothers, sisters, daughters, and start taking care of them. So what will happen? Soul might experience these kind of things because suddenly the balances of emotions will be too much, and the greed for authority might also rise. So there might be situations where a person might experience these things. The radiation becomes shorter, and that is why you must have heard that there's this little Sutak Kal where a person is not allowed to take bath during and before the eclipse. So that is where the water pH levels are affected also. I told you about the tides thing, that moon impact the tide, and also 75% of our body has water. So the pH level of the body and outside wherever water is present, it is impacted. Now what to do? Many of the people might say that it is an eclipse, hard time. Yes, hard time, but not for you. It is the hard time for two celestial bodies who are obstructing each other's path. Now imagine that a person is obstructed by another person in doing his work. How might that person feel? How will that person behave? How will that person feel? If a person is obstructed, that person will feel agitated, irritated that he is not able to do his work. Similarly, the energy in the universe, that is, sun, has to cast its rays on earth. And when it gets obstructed by another celestial body, which is also a very important part of universe, so what happens that both of them, there is a little tension, there is a little agitation. Alright, between the energies, they collide with each other. There is collision, and that leads to tensions and little emotional fluctuations on souls too. Because one celestial body is not being allowed to cast, to do its work, for which it is responsible. And that is also being done by another celestial body. So, two celestial bodies are obstructing each other. Alright, now here I'll give an example of the daily human life where we know that this thing is happening in our life, and still we worry that why is it happening? Why am I getting obstructed to do my work? I am not able to do my work, and this is happening. So this eclipse is not only a time of hurdle which a soul might face, but it is a time of learning also. You can learn from this phenomena, because every phenomena that happens in universe has a lesson to teach. And that lesson has been created by God itself. Because in case it wasn't a lesson, it would have not been there in the universe. So your soul needs to learn a lesson that in case somebody is obstructing, or you feel any obstruction, or you feel exhausted in doing your work, you're not able to do it properly, just let the time pass. What will you do tomorrow? You're going to sit, you're going to wait till 10 to 2, and you will allow the time to pass. And after the time will pass, you will carry on your work. And slowly and steadily, you will start regaining your momentum in your work. Similarly, as soon as moon will pass from the path of sun will be able to cast its rays. So this way, what obstruction come in our way, sometimes it is not in our hands to stop them. We have to wait for the right time. We have to wait for the right moment. And slowly and steadily, all problems will go away. We have to think on the positive side. So here, don't worry about any eclipse. Don't think, because if it is present in the universe, there is definitely some learning that God wants us to know. Okay, so meditate. One thing, meditate. Meditate means looking after your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, not allowing negativity to prevail in your body, staying positive. That yes, if God is showing me this time, there might be certain things that God has planned for me so that I can become more strong. And you have to control your thoughts, because as I've told that thoughts make our destiny, so you have to control your thoughts. In my Universe Speaks Part 1, I have told it over there in detail. So you need to keep a control on your thoughts, only positive thoughts, because I'm telling you, there might be emotional imbalances in the level of soul and its thoughts. Okay, soul is made up of thoughts, positive and negative thoughts. So there might be emotional imbalances in the levels of soul's thought. So you have to control them. The more you control them, the better you will come out of any time of hurdles. Okay, just the way sun is doing his work and casting his rays, no matter moon passes or stands or do whatever it does over there, but as soon as it will pass, sun, we will be able to see the sun again, and everything will be back to normal. Similarly, it's with our case. Time phase will pass, things will get over, and we will be back to our work. So we have to only stay positive. So this is from the soul point of view. Okay. Now for those who are interested in astrology and knowing about the astrological point of view, definitely I have something to tell you about it. So the next part is that only. Now here, this picture where you can see there's a Lagna chart of 21st June 2020, 10:17 a.m. This is the time when solar eclipse is starting. Until and unless we have the Lagna chart, we will not be able to analyze which sign is getting impacted. Because just saying that eclipse is going to impact this sign, that sign, makes no sense until and unless we have a Lagna chart. Now in this Lagna chart, you can see that number 3, there is Rahu, Mercury, Sun and Moon. All these are conjunct together. That means a Gemini sign, this conjunction is happening, this eclipse is happening. Okay, and just opposite of that, that is a 9 number where you can see Ketu, and that's the south node. And this house where we can see, it's the 11th house, and the Ketu part, that is the south node, is the 5th house. Now coming on to the next Kundli, again you can see that at 12 12 12, okay, 21st June 2020, again I have taken out the chart where you can see that the position have changed. The same conjunction, you can see it in 10th house. Number will be 3 and 9 for the south node and the north node, but house has changed. That means houses keep changing, and understanding these houses is very important. First, I'm going to tell you a very collective phenomena that is going to happen. Collective phenomena, I mean to say that how this eclipse is going to impact a particular country, state or something like that. For country, I would just refer to India, China, and you could see certain things related to India and China being impacted by eclipse. What are those things? I'll elaborate. Certain things that we can witness is like communications will be severely impacted. Like you want to communicate with somebody from some other country, and if that country is impacted by this eclipse, you will not be able to communicate. There might be some communication problems either in the states or in the countries which are impacted, as it is in the sign of Gemini. Then again, coming on to the 11th house, you could see some tensions in the political front also, which as we can see are occurring from the past few days. Also, coming on to the 5th house, we could see that academically the countries will start deteriorating. The academic backgrounds, the academic exams, all these things might face problems. All the academic institutions might face problem. Students, children, all the education sector might get affected. Also, what on the domestic front, tensions might arise. A person would not love the place where he is living. A person might feel very detached from the place where the person is living. If the person is impacted, if that state, certain whole state might face an issue. The people of that state would like to leave that state and go somewhere. So these kind of things countries and states could witness. Now the second part, coming on to individual part, where I'm going to tell you about the signs. Let's talk about Gemini first, because the conjunction and the eclipse is happening in sign of Gemini. Now for Gemini people, first of all, notice that it is your moon sign. I'm not telling about the sun sign, but the place where moon is present in your natal chart. So please see that and then you can refer to it. For Gemini people might have respiratory issues, because it talks about communication, and when the part of communication is affected, a person might face certain respiratory issues. Also, on the professional front, that is on the workplace, a person might feel certain irritation in office, with employers, also with elder siblings. Okay, so this thing might occur. Coming on to Cancer. Now Cancer people might get to go for a trip abroad. They might. However, financial aspect has to be taken into consideration. For in the finances, they might suffer losses, and there might not be peace. So for them, I would advise to practice meditation, as meditation will give them a lot of peace and control their thoughts. Let the time pass, and this impact will be for 3 to 4 months. For Leo people, you're going to have a very good time, because Sun, originally the ruler of Leo, is seen rising in the ascendant, and you're going to have a very good time. However, in the professional front, there might be certain issues with the employer. Also, one more thing that you have to take into consideration is that you have to look after your respiratory health. That is, you have to look after your breathing. If somebody has breathing issues, practice yoga or something like that. There might be certain issue related to the respiration. People with Virgo sign might see changes in their career. There might be situations where you might see that you wish to change your career, or several thoughts related to career might come in your mind. But just remember that you have to be calm, and all those thoughts are not correct, because they are with the impact of eclipse. So 3 to 4 months, just be careful regarding your career. Don't take any new ventures, any new decisions in your career. Be smooth, whatever you are doing, just concentrate on that. Don't let your mind fluctuate or waver in other direction. Okay? Coming on to Libra. For Librans, I would say the time is good, because you would see enhancement in your spiritual and religious level. However, your luck will not be very good. You might experience higher levels of your consciousness. You might get into certain religious texts. You might start reading religious stuff, books or something like that, spiritual books. But your luck might not be that good. So just don't do such investments where you have to work on the basis of luck, or any such ventures where you have to analyze your luck. Just don't take such ventures for 3 to 4 months. Now for Scorpio people, the time is not good. So I'm telling you that you have to take care of your health, because the degrees of the conjunction of the eclipse are impacting to a greater extent in Scorpio sign. That's why you have to take a lot of care of your health. the only thing that you have to look after is your health. First thing, don't eat anything without seeing the expiry date. There could be certain poisonous issues or certain things like that. Second, do check things, whatever you are eating, just don't gobble it up, chew and eat it properly, because there might be certain issues related to respiration or throat or such things. So you have to take care of that. Again, your lower part of the body also needs attention. You have to take care of your health these 3 to 4 months. Just try and be indoors. Don't go out. Don't take sudden adventures. Take care of your health, because this eclipse is impacting your house, which is related to sudden things. Okay, so I would just say that please take care of your health. Rest, everything is good. You might certainly experience certain thing that on your professional front you might get a very big and a very new opportunity, but again, health is again priority for Scorpio people. Okay, for Sagittarius people, your relationships, be careful in the areas of your relationships, it might be affected. So just every other aspect of your life will be okay. However, you might feel a little detached from yourself. You might be looking for partners, but you might end up getting into bad relationships. So believe in yourself. You yourself is sufficient, and don't get into new relationships for a period of 3 to 4 months. And for those who are in a relationships, there might be quarrels, there might be sudden anger or something between the partners. So what you can do is that avoid these things and stay calm, stay relaxed. Quarrels are indicated for 3 to 3.5 months. Coming on to people with Capricorn. Capricorn people, don't take any loans this moment. You might face a debt trap in future. Don't just put your energy in anything that you are not aware of. Sudden litigation cases you might face, so just take care of that part. Rest, everything is totally okay. However, loans and litigation, just stay away from that. Coming on to Aquarius people, time is good and you might experience certain educational enhancement. You might experience certain areas where your one course will finish, you're going to get into another course, or you will have an obsession to study more. So just control that thing. Whatever you are doing, concentrate on that totally. You would like to do too many things together, don't do that for Aquarius people. And for Pisces people, you have to take care of your relationships with your mother, your domestic properties, and also any ancestral property issues going on. Just don't file any cases, or just don't get into that thing, because there might be certain situations that might occur that way. Don't be rude, don't be rash to your mother. Stay very affectionate towards her. There might be quarrels, there are indications of arguments with mother. So just take care of that 3 to 4 months. Okay, now for Aries people, your communication, that is speaking as well as traveling, both might increase a lot. So you have to just keep a little control on that. In case it increases you have to travel to sudden places frequently. Just take care of your health, also your wealth, because finances could be at a loss while traveling because of the impact of the eclipse. However, stay calm, and your relations with your younger siblings might get affected. So be careful in those areas. Just don't get angry, don't get rude. Be very, very calm. Okay, just 3 and 4 months time. For Taurus people, your savings might be affected badly, so please be careful regarding that. Suddenly all your savings might get, you may lose, or if you have invested money, you have saved it somewhere, it might get affected. But I have a solution for you. What you can do is you can save the money in somebody else's name, that is in the name of any relative, your mother, your children, your in whichever stage of life you are, whichever partner you have, you can save in in that person's account. That would be very helpful for you, because your savings might get affected. So just be careful and don't focus on that part, because that has to get affected. So 3 to 4 months time, if you want to save a lot, just save it in somebody else's account. Okay, this is a little trick. So this was my analysis on the astrological part also, and this I've done for the first time in my videos which I've published, because my major attention is always on the soul development part. Every astrologer, every person who knows astrologies have different way of analyzing things according to the degrees, according to the placements, according to the signs. So you might experience different astrologers stating different things, but for about the eclipse, you will usually listen same things from the astrologers, from the people who have certain knowledge of Vedic astrology. So this was my analysis, guys. Any comment, anything that you would like to ask and know, and you would want me to tell, just write on the comment section, inbox me. I would love to make videos on that. And yes, stay safe, stay positive, and just don't forget that at this point of time, or any point of time where there is certain hard time in the universe or in your life, you just have to do one thing, that is, let the time pass. Second thing, stay positive, control your thoughts. Just do meditation. Make meditation a priority, not an option. Yes, people, do share my video. Please share. Actually, this video needs to be shared. So please share with your friends, family, whoever you wish you would like to tell these things. And yes, for interesting facts about universe, stay tuned to my channel. Like, subscribe and share. Okay? Bye-bye. Stay positive. Stay happy.